This video is a short PSA about Signal usernames. Last year, Signal, an end-to-end encrypted messenger, introduced usernames, which allows people to now connect on the platform without having to give their phone number out, and it lets users keep their phone number entirely hidden on the platform. It's a great new privacy feature, but unfortunately not enough people know about it. Many mistake it with their profile name, and understanding how to share your username or search for others by theirs can be confusing. I love the idea of us moving away from using our cell numbers as our unique identifiers, so I wanted to help make this transition to usernames as easy as possible for people. In this short video, I'll explain what a username is, how to set it up, how to find others via their username, and what the privacy benefits and limitations are of this new feature. Let's start with understanding what your Signal username is. As I said, many confuse usernames with profile names. These are not the same thing. Your profile name is the name that shows up in chats that people can see when they click on your profile, whereas your username is not public. Even the people you're connected with can't see yours. So what's the point of a username then? Well, it's an identifier that people can search for instead of you having to give them your phone number. Essentially, it's just a tool used for connection. But others won't actually see your username once they've added you as a contact. They will only see what your public profile name is. So this feature is something you'll seldom use, only when you first connect with people. Now, how do you set up your Signal username? First, go to your profile by tapping on your profile icon in the top left corner. Then, click your profile name again at the top of the page. At the bottom, you'll see an option that says @username. Click on that and then choose any name that you want. Signal will automatically generate a random number at the end, which will appear after the dot at the far right of the field. You can change this number to any that you prefer, up to 9 digits, as long as that exact username isn't already in use. Signal will let you know if the username is available. Once it's set up, going forward, instead of giving people your phone number who want to connect with you, you can give them your username instead. Next, how do you find someone by their username? It's not as straightforward as you'd think, unfortunately. Here's the problem. Almost everyone that I give my username to who is new to the feature will tell me, "I can't find you on there." Why is that? Well, you'll notice a big search bar on your main screen in Signal. Most people would presume that if they wanted to search for someone, they'd type it in this search bar. But this search bar is just for searching locally on your device, through your contacts and your own message history. It's not for finding new people. Anecdotally, I found many people struggle to figure out how to search for usernames since it's not currently integrated into the main search function. So Signal could really improve its design by allowing the search bar to also search the username database. But in the meantime, here's what you actually need to do to search for someone by their username. Click on the Compose a New Message icon. Then you click Find by Username, and you can type their username in and connect to them. Now let's understand the privacy benefits of this new implementation, as it's actually a really cool feature with more than meets the eye. As Martin Gruson explains in his security blog, before the introduction of usernames, you needed your phone number for two things on Signal: to set up your account and then to share that number with other people who wanted to contact you. But beyond that, phone numbers didn't play a role at Signal. They weren't used for the routing of the messages between two Signal users, and they weren't used for the encryption of the Signal messages. Under the hood, Signal actually works with accounts. The phone number was just an address label that was put on each account. With usernames, we now have a new address label on accounts, eliminating the need for sharing our number as our identifier. But you still require a number to set up an account on Signal. The reason is to prevent large-scale spam and abuse that often plagues systems with easy account creation. The good news is that you can use any VoIP number for account creation and it will still be accepted. Why should you use a VoIP number instead of your real cell number? Because we need to get out of the habit of giving everyone we interact with our same cell number as a unique identifier. We give it to businesses, government agencies, medical providers, colleagues who then add it to their contacts list and share those lists with hundreds of apps who then sell it. A cell number can be used by anyone to find your real-time location because it's constantly chattering with cell towers. A VoIP number uses the internet, and behind a VPN doesn't reveal your location. When you set up your Signal account, I encourage you to use a new VoIP number for your account setup. Just make sure it's a number that you'll always have access to. So while I hope Signal will change their requirement requirement for a phone number in the future, if you're someone who cares about the privacy trade-offs of that requirement, you shouldn't be in the habit of handing out your one cell number to every merchant and platform you use. Now, if Signal isn't using phone numbers to route calls or messages, why does Signal ask for permission to see your contact list? This is something you can choose to opt into, which will let you know which of your contacts are on Signal to help you grow your network there. And Signal handles this feature in a privacy-respecting way. All you need to know is that your contacts are not uploaded to Signal's servers. I'm going to give you a super quick technical explanation, but if you're not interested, you can skip ahead. So here's how contact discovery works. Signal uses something known as a trusted execution environment to perform the contact discovery process. A TEE is a secure, isolated area within a device or server that can perform sensitive operations without exposing data to the rest of the system. Signal creates a unique, irreversible code for each number, called a hash, locally on your device. Then it temporarily sends this hash to a TEE on Signal's server. Inside the TEE, Signal compares your hashed contacts with its hashed list of registered users. Only matching results are returned to you, i.e. contacts who use Signal. Once this matching is complete, your hashed contacts are not retained by Signal, and Signal never sees your raw contact list or stores it. It's a great way for Signal to help you figure out which of your contacts are Signal users without ever showing your address book to Signal's servers. And as I mentioned, it's also opt-in, so you don't need to use this process at all if you don't want to. Now, back to the privacy benefits of usernames. Usernames are also designed to be ephemeral, allowing users to change or delete them at will. In fact, you can change your username an infinite number of times, and none of your contacts will even know. For example, I can have a username of naomiisgreat.05, publish it on the internet and say it will only be in operation for one day, and during that day anyone can find me via that username. But when I change it the next day, anyone who is already connected to me won't know that it's changed, and no additional people will be able to connect with me via that name anymore. This feature makes it harder to tie Signal accounts with any static username. On top of that, Signal usernames are not stored in plain text, making it difficult for the company to produce username information if requested. And this makes it difficult for other entities to track users by their usernames. This enhanced level of privacy was achieved through the use of ristretto hashes and zero-knowledge proofs. Another privacy benefit included in this new feature rollout is that by default, phone numbers are no longer visible to everyone in chats. There are two settings to be aware of when it comes to number visibility. To find them, in your settings, click Privacy and then click Phone Number. The first setting is who can see my number. If you select everyone, your number will be visible in private messages and group chats when people click on your profile. If you select nobody, no one on the app will be able to see your phone number associated with your account. A caveat is that if someone already has your number saved in their contacts and you've already started a chat with them, they will be able to see your contact. The next setting is who can find me by my number. If you select everybody, anyone who has your number will see you're on Signal and can start chats with you. If you select nobody, if anyone tries to search for you by your phone number, they won't be able to find you. That includes those who have saved your number in their contacts. Signal's username feature is a great additional step for privacy on the app. It helps us move away from depending on phone numbers and gives us practical steps for reducing the amount of information we share with others. If you haven't set up your username yet, now is a great time. And remember, you can always change it whenever you want, as often as you want. nbtv is a project of the Ludlow Institute, a non-profit that researches and educates about how to reclaim ownership of our digital lives. Help us create free content to shift the culture around privacy. Visit nbtv.media/support to set up a monthly tax-deductible donation and take a look at our merch shop. It is another great way to support our work, and you can look cool doing it. There's nothing at the end of this one. Or is there?